Dr. Anna Kingsford, an outstanding English theosophist of the 1880s, was said to be clairvoyant from the time she could speak. She herself felt that she came from the fairy realm and was given permission to be born as a human being so as to carry out her destiny. At the tender age of 13, Anna wrote the book Beatrice, a tale of the early Christians. Her early wisdom can be seen in the following excerpt. How foolish are they who seek to promote their own comfort by making it their sole study. They lose the very object of their desires and invariably render themselves restless and unhappy. While maintaining her spiritual and vegetarian interests, Anna Kingsford became a doctor. Not only was she one of the first female medical doctors in England, she graduated from medical school without experimenting on any animals. The subject of her medical degree thesis was vegetarianism and ethics. This led Dr. Kingsford to the writing and publishing of a well-received book, The Perfect Way in Diet. Dr. Kingsford continued with her inner spiritual and mystical experiences, which she documented in several books in collaboration with longtime friend Edward Maitland. She also became known as an outspoken animal and women's rights activist. We now share with you selections from the book The Perfect Way, or The Finding of Christ. This book merges Christianity and the theosophical tradition, a system of fundamental truths and wisdom in which all religions may abide so that humans can progress along the path to perfection. According to Dr. Anna Kingsford, this perfection is exemplified by Christ, which everyone is capable of discovering and joining within. The second lecture, The Soul and the Substance of Existence, Part 2 and 3. In the metallic region, soul is diffused and unpolarized, and the metals, therefore, are not individual, and not being individual, their transmutation does not involve transmigration, but the plants and animals are individual, and their essential element transmigrates and progresses. And man has also a divine spirit, and so long as he is man, that is, truly human, he cannot redescend into the body of an animal or any creature in the sphere beneath him, since that would be an indignity to the spirit. But if he lose his spirit and become again animal, he may descend and, disintegrating, become altogether gross and horrible. This is the end of persistently evil men. For God is not the God of creeping things, but impurity, personified by the Hebrews as Beelzebub, is their god. And there were none of these in the age of gold, neither shall there be any when the earth is fully purged. Man's own wickedness is the creator of his evil beasts. The soul is not astral fluid, but is manifest by astral fluid, for the soul itself is, like the idea, invisible and intangible. This may be best seen by following out the genesis of any particular action. For instance, the stroke of the pen on paper is the phenomenon, that is, the outer body. The action which produces the stroke is the astral body, and though physical, it is not a thing, but a transition or medium between the result and its cause, between, that is, the stroke and the idea. The idea, manifested in the act, is not physical, but mental, and is the soul of the act. But even this is not the first cause, for the idea is put forth by the will, and this is the spirit. Thus, we will an idea as God wills the macrocosm. The potential body, its immediate result, is the astral body, and the phenomenal body, or ultimate form, is the effect of motion and heat. If we could arrest motion, we should have as the result fire. But fire itself also is material since, like the earth or body, it is visible to the outer sense. It has, however, many degrees of subtlety. The astral or odic substance, therefore, is not the soul itself, but is the medium or manifester of the soul, as the manifester of the soul, as the act is of the idea. The act is the condition of the idea, in the same way as fire or incandescence is the condition of any given object. Fire is, then, the representative of that transitional medium termed the astral body, as water the result of the combined interaction of wisdom the mother, or oxygen, and justice the father, or hydrogen, is of the soul. Air, which is produced by the mixture, not combination, of wisdom and force, or azoth, represents the spirit, one in operation, but ever twain in constitution. Earth is not, properly speaking, an element at all. She is the result of the water and the air, fused and crystallized by the action of the fire, and her rocks and strata are either aqueous or igneous. Fire, the real maker of the body, is, as we have seen, a mode and condition, and not a true element. The only real, true, and permanent elements, therefore, are air and water, which are, respectively, as spirit and soul, will and idea, father and mother. And out of these are made all the elements of earth by the aid of the condition of matter, which is, interchangeably, heat and motion, wisdom, justice and force, or oxygen, hydrogen and azote, are the three out of which the two true elements are produced. Material body, astral fluid or sidereal body, soul and spirit, all these are one in their essence, and the first three are differentialities of polarization. The fourth is God's self. When the gods, the Elohim or powers of the Hebrews, put forth the world, they put forth substance, with its three potentialities, but all in the condition of odic light. This substantial light is called sometimes the sidereal or astral body, sometimes the perisoul, and this because it is both. It is that which makes and that which becomes. It is fire, or the anima bruta, as distinguished from the divine, out of and by means of which body and soul are generated. It is the fiery manifestation of the soul, the magnetic factor of the body. It is space, it is substance, it is foundation, so that from it proceed the gases and the minerals, which are unindividualized, and from it also the organic world, which is individualized. But man it could not make, for man is fourfold, and of the divine ether, the province assigned by the Greeks to Zeus, the father of gods and men. Uplifted viewers, it's been a pleasure to have your company on today's Words of Wisdom.